Have you ever stopped to think that the small dime you carry in your pocket, or the one just sitting unnoticed on your table, might actually be worth a fortune? Most of us use dimes every single day without even realizing that a few rare ones in circulation could be hiding incredible value. Some of these coins, depending on their year, Mintmark, and tiny details, are so rare that collectors are willing to pay thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to get their hands on them. Now imagine this. You're about to spend a dime at the store, but what if that exact coin could actually pay for a brand new car, a luxury vacation, or even add a huge chunk of money to your savings? That's the kind of hidden treasure we're talking about today. These valuable dimes are not ancient, museum pieces locked away somewhere. They're coins that could still appear in your pocket change, at the cashier, or even sitting forgotten in a coin jar in your home. In this video, we're going to reveal the 3 most valuable dimes still in circulation that you need to look out for right now. Each one has a story, a history, and a shocking price tag that could make you see every dime in a completely new light. So don't miss this chance. Before you spend another dime, make sure you know exactly what to look for. Welcome to FM Coins, the place where we uncover rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in plain sight. Stay tuned, because the Your One dime on this list is so rare and valuable, even expert collectors couldn't believe its worth. And it might just be in your pocket. The first coin we're going to talk about is one that many people have probably seen without realizing its true value. The 1978 Roosevelt Dime without a mint mark. At first sight, this coin looks like every other dime you've ever spent or tossed into a coin jar. It has the familiar image of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front, with the date stamped clearly below. But here's the important part. Normally, right next to that date, there should be a small letter known as the mint mark. That tiny letter tells us where the coin was made. For example, P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. Without that mint mark, the coin just looks a little empty, and for most people, it would go completely unnoticed. But to collectors, that missing detail is like a flashing sign that says rare and valuable. So what happened in 1978? Well, at the Philadelphia Mint, a small error occurred. The die used to stamp the coins was missing its mint mark, and as a result, some dimes rolled off the presses completely blank in that area. No one at the time thought much of it. After all, a dime is just 10 cents. But over the years, collectors discovered the mistake, and these error coins instantly became treasures. Unlike regular 1978 dimes, which are only worth face value, the no mint mark versions are scarce, and rarity is what drives up value in the world of numismatics. The prices for these dimes can vary, but even a circulated example can bring in far more than 10 cents. In higher grades, especially those preserved in mint state condition, these coins have sold for hundreds of dollars, and in some cases, even over $1,000 at auction. Think about that for a second. One simple dime, the kind you might find under your couch cushions or lying forgotten in a drawer, could be worth more than your monthly paycheck. That's the magic of error. Coins, they turn the ordinary into something extraordinary. What makes this story even more exciting is that these coins are still out there. They weren't recalled, melted down, or locked away in museums. They slipped into circulation just like any other dime, meaning there's always a chance one could turn up in your pocket change, in a coin jar, or even as part of your family's old savings. And the best part is that you don't need any expensive equipment to find one. All it takes is a careful eye and a little bit of patience. So before you spend your next dime, take a moment to check the date and look closely for that tiny mint mark. If you come across a 1978 dime and notice there's no letter under the date, don't let it slip away. You could be holding a small piece of history and a hidden treasure worth hundreds, even thousands of times more than its face value. Remember, sometimes the smallest mistakes from the mint can turn into the biggest wins for collectors like you. The second coin we need to talk about is the 1988 Roosevelt Dime with the P mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary, a coin that most people wouldn't even bother to notice. It's the same 10 cents you hand over at the store without a thought. The same coin sitting in countless change jars and cash registers. But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary dime could actually be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars? Yes, a coin that looks so common could hold extraordinary value if you know what to look for. The P mint mark, placed just below the date, connects this dime to the Philadelphia Mint. By 1980, Philadelphia began marking its coins with a P, and every dime struck there since then should carry it. For the average person, it's a tiny detail that means nothing. But for collectors, this small letter, along with the overall condition of the coin, can mean the difference between pocket change and a rare collectible. While billions of 1988p dimes were produced, the vast majority were used in circulation. They passed through vending machines, cash drawers, and countless pockets, suffering scratches, wear, and damage. That's why pristine examples are so rare. Coins that have survived in near-perfect, mint state, MS67 or higher, are highly sought after because they showcase full sharpness, brilliant luster, and no distracting marks. Auction records prove just how valuable these flawless coins can be. Some 988p dimes have sold for well over $500, and examples with exceptional strike details, like full torch or full bands, have been valued at $1,000 or more. But it doesn't end there. The true treasure hunters look for error coins from this year. A 1988p dime with an unusual mistake, like an off-center strike, double die, misaligned die, or weak mint mark, can skyrocket in value. Depending on the severity of the error, these dimes can jump into the thousands of dollars. Imagine finding a dime where Roosevelt's profile is slightly doubled, or the strike is noticeably off-center. To most people, it might look like a damaged coin, but to an experienced collector, it's an instant jackpot. This is why the 1988p dime is so exciting. It teaches us that you don't always need an old coin from the 1800s to uncover a hidden fortune. Sometimes, modern coins that look totally ordinary can be worth shocking amounts of money if they're rare, error-struck, or preserved in flawless condition. And the best part? These coins are still out there. They weren't recalled or locked away in museums. They were spent, circulated, and mixed in with the billions of other coins, meaning one could still turn up in your pocket at the cashier, or sitting in a forgotten coin jar in your home. So before you dismiss that, it's as just another piece of small change, take a closer look at it, because that single dime could be worth not just 10 cents, but hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The third coin on our list is the 1998 Roosevelt Dime with the P Mintmark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, at first glance, you might laugh at the idea that a coin from the late 1990s could be worth anything more than 10 cents. After all, billions of these dimes were minted, and most of us have probably held or spent dozens of them without giving them a second thought. But here's the truth that shocks new collectors. Under the right conditions, the 1998p dime can be far more than just small change. It can be a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, hiding right in plain sight. The small P mint mark, just beneath the date on the front of the coin, identifies it as being struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That tiny letter is often ignored, but it plays a huge role in the coin's identity and value. While regular circulated examples of the 1998p dime are worth only their face value, the real treasures are the rare survivors in gem mint state condition. These are coins that look as though they've never been touched, showing brilliant shine, razor-sharp details, and absolutely no wear. Collectors call these MS67 or higher grades, and finding such a coin is like hitting the jackpot. At major auctions, perfectly preserved 1998p dimes have sold for $500, $750, and even close to $1,000, all because their condition is so exceptional. Think about that. One coin you could have easily overlooked as pocket change, suddenly selling for the price of a brand new smartphone. But what makes this coin even more valuable are its error varieties. In 1998, some dimes left the mint with striking errors like double die obverses, off-center strikes, weak strikes, and even misaligned dies. To an untrained eye, these may look like damage or imperfections, but to collectors, they're rare treasures that can multiply the coin's value many times over. Depending on the severity of the error, these dimes can fetch thousands of dollars. Imagine finding a dime where Roosevelt's face looks slightly doubled, or the design is struck noticeably off-center. To most people, it would just look odd, but in the world of coin collecting, that oddness is pure gold. The beauty of the 1998p dime is that it proves value isn't always tied to age. People often assume that only coins from the 1800s or early 1900s are valuable. But this coin shows that modern issues can carry shocking value if they're rare, flawless, or struck in error. And these coins are still out there in circulation. They weren't recalled, melted, or locked away in vaults. They were released into daily use, which means one could still be sitting in your coin jar or hiding in your wallet. So before you dismiss a 1998 dime as just another piece of pocket change, stop and take a closer look, because what seems like an ordinary 10-cent coin could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One small letter or one minting mistake transform a dime into a life-changing discovery. And there you have it, 3 dimes that may look ordinary at first, but could secretly be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The 1978 No Mintmark dime, the 1988 P dime, and the 1998 P dime all remind us of one important truth. Treasure can be hiding in the smallest details. A missing mint mark, a perfect strike, or a tiny mint error can transform a coin most people overlook into something collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. So before you spend your next dime, take a closer look. You might be holding a hidden piece of history and value right in your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to FM Coins, where we bring you more hidden treasures, rare finds, and valuable tips for spotting coins that could change your life. And remember, your next big discovery could be sitting quietly in your pocket right now. So keep hunting, keep checking, and maybe the next jackpot coin will be yours.